Fish from the Lake Liambezi is a favorite delicacy. However, with fish poachers using prohibited nets, community leaders are now calling on the Ministry of Fisheries to strengthen patrols along the lake to avoid illegal fishing.
When this river, Lake Liambezi, is full, it feeds everybody. Now when it's like this, the whole region, I would say, there is hunger.
Balancing in a dugout canoe on Lake Liambezi, Kennedy Muyambe untangles his net with other fishermen while his 11-year-old son lies playfully nearby. They're preparing for their evening fishing expedition, largely legally, on a lake that is a cautionary tale of the perils of climate change. Muyambe, now in his 40s, dropped out of school before completing grade 10, making him ineligible to enlist. Struggling to find work, he started fishing 5 years ago, without a license, with a banned net, sometimes selling to international smugglers who exploit the difficulties in patrolling this distant lake near the tip of Namibia's panhandle. He hopes the money he earns from fishing will put his son through school. The life of fishing wasn't possible when Muyambe was his son's age. For most of his life, the lake was bone dry. The waters are fed by flood runoff from the Zambezi River, but that water supply became more erratic in the 1980s until the lake disappeared in 1985, sometimes devolving into a deadly hellscape. The lake bed became so dry that even the roots of reeds dried out. Bushfires ignited the reeds, but the fires spread underground through the root system. Several people fell through the cracked earth into the blazes below. Animals moved away, and people eventually built homes on the exposed lake bed. In 2007, some water returned. Biblical floods in 2009 refilled it and brought in new species of fish that have now repopulated the lake. Along with the fish came elephants, hippos, kudu, and other wildlife, competing with the villagers for access to the renewed water source. Muyambe was undeterred. The slender, soft-spoken man launches his Mukoro dugout canoe into the lake beneath a peachy sunset. Others were less brave. Lake Liambezi is shrinking again, but the nearby Linyati River has already dried up. 2 fishermen on the lake were killed by hippos in 2018. Fishermen like Muyambe know the lake could disappear again. Many bodies of water in the Zambezi region are considered ephemeral by scientists because they depend on the annual floodwaters to refill. Larger lakes like Liambezi can last for years, but as weather patterns change, the future is becoming more uncertain. For now, there's money to be made, even if it means breaking the law. After the lake filled up in the years of floods, fishing boomed. In 2012, an estimated 2.7 million kilograms of fish were caught, more than 4 times the catch in 1974, the last time the lake was completely full. The squatter camp facing the lake, catfish caught the previous day lie in rows, cleaned and skinned, ready for buyers who come from as far as Lubumbashi, the 3rd largest city in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The most prized fish in Lake Liambezi are tilapia and sharp-toothed catfish, which are sold to distributors that channel the fish to Rundu, almost 600 kilometers west. But at the Rundu market, the catfish averages $80 a kilo. From there, private shuttles transport the fish to populous areas like Oshakati every day. Stock arrives around 8 o'clock at Rundu and Oshakati and is sold out by noon. However, for as brisk as the local trade is, the real spoils come from illicit Congolese and Zambian markets. During these recent boom years, the lake has gained notoriety as a hub of illegal fishing, smuggling, and cross-border wildlife crimes. In September 2020, the police confiscated dried fish headed for the Democratic Republic of Congo, where it would have fetched a premium price. Last year, the police announced they intercepted the looting and plundering of Namibian natural resources by Zambians and Congolese nationals in Zambezi region. The police said information has it that the illegal dried fish is being smuggled from Namibia through Zambia and sold at high prices in the DRC at Kantumbalesha. Police Chief Inspector General Sebastian De Tunga told the Namibian illegal fishing is a serious problem in the area. He has in the past likened the group to a well-organized criminal syndicate. He said these criminals are involved mostly in plundering fishery resources in Lake Liambezi. We ask every fisherman we come across at Muyako, a village near the lakeshore, if they've seen a lady from Lumbashi. They all seem baffled and claim not to know who she is. This mystery lady has supposedly flown in from the DRC to source fish for her higher paying buyers back home. The fish is said to reach as far as the Kasumbalesha border between Zambia and the DRC, more than 1,000 kilometers away. Morgan Sai, a police officer, says illegal immigrants come from as far as Zambia and the DRC to pose as locals. He further says they smuggle fish and game meat through the Zambezi River with Mukora canoes. In Zambezi, the police estimate that 90% of fishermen don't have fishing permits and use banned gear, like nylon nets. While those nets are strong, if they snag on rocks, they're no longer usable and often left in the water where they still snarl fish, which die pointlessly. Policing for fishing crimes is incredibly difficult. The wildlife management area that includes Lake Liambezi covers 11,000 square kilometers, an area half the size of the Etosha National Park, with only 6 inspectors tasked with preventing smuggling. Morgan Sai further says harvesting any resource without a permit is poaching. By that standard, almost all the fishermen in the area are poachers. Fishermen like Muyambe are more worried about the day-to-day survival and the possibility of arrest. Around 6 o'clock, as the sunset turns the sky to peachy hues, he walks across barren land that once lay beneath the lake. Moments before daylight surrenders to nightfall, Muyambe joins the cluster of Mukoro canoes descending one by one into unpredictable waters.